Hey guys, RedPandaMining here. Hope you're doing well, having a really great day. I am going to change up a long-term test that I actually did a video on about 9 days ago called I'm going to mine Bitcoin with a Kaspa miner using Nicehash. So I'm going to take back what I said in this video because I believe that mining into Bitcoin with a Kaspa miner is actually probably a bad idea. Now, this is not financial advice. People that are mining to Nicehash right now, you guys can do whatever you like. I am currently mining 1 KS5L currently to Nicehash. I actually want to show you guys the daily earnings that I've been getting with this thing, and I'm gonna have to say it's been probably underperforming. So we'll talk about that throughout this video. I am gonna take this thing off and mine to Kaspa directly, and because yeah, I'm gonna give you a lot of reasons why I believe mining into Kaspa is gonna be a better idea, and it's just probably going to be better long term because of a multiple of things. So hopefully you guys enjoy my thought process. And before we do all that, thank you for today's video sponsor, ASICplug.com, your premier source for top tier crypto mining equipment, US owned and operated, based in Lockhart, Texas. They provide the latest ASIC miners directly from the top manufacturers today. With years of enterprise level experience, their US based team ensures you get high quality, reliable hardware at the best possible prices. Their mission: to empower you in the exciting world of cryptocurrency mining and to provide you with stateside service of peace of mind. Visit ASICplug.com today and start mining with confidence. Okay, so, when I did this video 9 days ago, and I stated in this video that I was going to mine actually 3 different KS5Ls into 3 different tests, essentially. One was into Kaspa, right? And then one was into Bitcoin, Nicehash. And then another one was into like unminable, and then into like USDT Tron, right? Kaspa to USDT Tron. So I was just trying to I was wanting to do a long-term test and see which way would be better in terms of breaking even the fastest. But I think it's, this test wasn't flawed. I didn't start it actually. I never started it because I was just, throughout the whole time, over the past week or so, I was just thinking like, man, I don't think this test would be fun, but in a way kind of useless, because I firmly believe now that mining Kaspa directly and holding it for long term was probably going to be the better strategy, right? The better mining strategy. And I'm not saying that, people that are mining into Nicehash right now, that it's a bad idea to mine into Bitcoin. No, I'm not saying that's bad, right? Mining into Bitcoin or earning Bitcoin is great, right? Bitcoin's the OG. Everyone loves Bitcoin. But I think for my whole thing about it, and, for me wanting to get the most out of, in terms of the investment, right? The dollar value that I could potentially get in return, that mining into Kaspa has, been performing a lot better over the past year versus Bitcoin, in a sense. So, come the bull run or altcoin season or whatever, if Kaspa all of a sudden decides to gain a lot more traction or adoption in some sort of way, like, we've seen with Marathon, and potentially, Michael Saylor there's some rumors that he's been buying into Kaspa recently. So with all that, kind of led me to believe that I should just mine everything into Kaspa and hold it for long term. So that is what I am going to do here. Okay, so I've already switched over. Yeah, I've already switched over a few of my miners over to Kaspa-Pool already, but I still have to forward this one to Kaspa-Pool from Nicehash. But before I do that, I actually just wanted to show you guys here how much it's actually been earning in terms of Bitcoin, and if it's been good or not. And I'm gonna have to say it didn't seem to be that great. Okay, so looks like every day I did have a bit of a day where it turned off on the 28th or 29th here. But just looking at the daily earnings of Bitcoin, right? This is how much I was getting. And if I were to go to hashrate.no, which obviously this fluctuates, it said it was earning about $36 a day in terms of Kaspa, right? But then in terms of in Nicehash, because Nicehash does take some fees, right? I believe it's like 1.5%, like 6 times a day or something, 34.78. But here it looks like, I was getting about 30, 29 on some days, 29.30. So there were some days here I never really gotten the most out of it. So I think as the network hash rate has been rising, obviously for Kaspa, it looks like I have been earning a little bit less and less as time goes on here. I mean, that's a given. But as days went on, I remember seeing like, it was supposed to be $35, $36, $37 a day, but it feels like it was underperforming here in terms of, converting the Kaspa that I'm mining on Nicehash into Bitcoin, right? So over the past like 8 days, 9 days or so, yeah, I've earned about $402 of Bitcoin, or 0.0603457 Bitcoin, which is great, right? Which is great. But I firmly believe, okay, this is where I'm getting into now, why I'm just going to mine everything to Kaspa. And I'm not saying you guys should do that as well. This is something that I believe now is going to be the better call, but not financial advice. So just, you can see over the past year to date, Kaspa has been performing better in terms of its percentage gains versus the Bitcoin, as you guys can see here. And so this is where I think that, Kaspa long term will have a higher multiplier than Bitcoin, right? We've seen in the past, Bitcoin versus altcoins, during the bull runs where altcoins will have a much higher multiplier, much higher percentage gains versus Bitcoin. So that's why I think my investment into mining into Kaspa is going to be better than mining into Bitcoin long term. But that's all based on the belief that Kaspa is going to do well long term. And I think over the past year, it's definitely surprised me over the past year. Like I have been personally, and my conviction into Kaspa and like even the ASIC miners in general, the ASIC miners has been something where it's been quite a gold rush for the manufacturers who have been selling these things. So they've been making obviously a lot of money, right, selling these miners. And then the miners, the people who buy these miners, in a sense, have also been, generally good, have been able to break even in a certain time frame, less than 8 months or something, less than a year. I have a great example of a KS3M that I started back in January of 2023, just 6 months, 7 months ago. And it was able to break even in about 6 months. It was able to mine back its $9,000 value, right? And then I have a KS0 that started in August of last year. That's already break even as well. KS1, there's tons of stories out there. Greater Good Mining, a great example, who bought the first batch KS1, has turned it into hundreds of thousands of dollars already. But that was first batch. Now, here we are today. We got the most popular KS5Ms, KS5Ls, KS5 Pros. How long is it going to take to break even on these in terms of the dollar value? I've already stated in multiple live streams in the past that I think at this point in time where we are in terms of how there's 84%, almost 85% of Kaspa has been total mined already, and the aggressive emission schedule, that I think at this point, it seems like in terms of the math, in terms of the yield, that buying Kaspa is going to be the better call than buying miners. Now, there is a investment strategy. If you're running this as a business, you can depreciate the miners. If you are going to get your investment back within less than a year, then honestly, running it as a business, that's really good, right? That's really good in terms of the, if you're looking at it in terms of the dollar value. But in terms of people that are thinking like their investment in terms of, buying Kaspa or buying the miner, again, because how aggressive Kaspa's emission schedule is, month to month, it drops 5.6% every month to month, right? You guys can see here. And as well as Kaspa's network hash rate continues to climb, and as well as, Marathon Digital, they apparently purchased approximately 60 petahash worth of KS3, KS5, and KS5 Pro ASICs. So, they currently have 30 petahash already, okay? They said here operational at the company's self-owned operated facilities in Texas. But if they're going to add another 60, that's going to be quite a lot, right? And then as well as another risk to think about, right? All these risks I'm talking about, versus buying miners right now versus buying the coin. Okay, Kaspa is the only one that I've talked about actually buying the coin. Okay, this is the first one. For those that have been with me over the past couple years in crypto mining, I'm normally, buying, hardware to mine crypto, GPUs, CPUs, ASICs, sometimes FPGAs. But in this case, just because of how aggressive the emission schedule is for Kaspa and the curve forecast with the yield curve, as it goes along, it's gonna be pretty dire for those that have been buying these miners here. But really, the saving grace at the end of the day is going to be Kaspa's price. This is going to be the one where it factors in for those that are going to be buying these things, buying these miners. And so that's where, in my belief here, that's why I've switched over a lot to mining to Kaspa here. And I know you guys can see one that's offline. That's because I changed the name from KS5L to KS5L01 because I'm going to move the other one from Nicehash here into Kaspa-pool here. Okay, so this one, mining KS5L, this is going to be moved to KS5L03. Okay, so I'll have a third one here, just all mining into Kaspa, and I'm going to do a long-term test. Well, my goal is to get like 100,000 Kaspa on here or something, and we'll see when we get there, and I'll document all that. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to make this video for you guys just to tell you why I am moving everything into Kaspa. I am no longer going to be doing this long-term test mining into Bitcoin or USDT, Tron. I think it would have been fun, but ultimately, I think mining into Kaspa would have been the better play. I can still, in a sense, still figure out the cost basis of all this when I export the transactions into my Coinly, I guess for tax purposes, and I also see the cost basis. Cost basis will also tell me really, if I sold every day into USDT or into Bitcoin, that would give me the general idea which would have done better, mining into, fiat, dollars or into Kaspa long term. So I will obviously keep track of all of that, but I'm going to move this over now to Kaspa-pool. And so I will see you all in the next video. Let me know your thoughts. And if you guys think this is a good idea, bad idea, whatever you guys think I talked about here. But whatever I said here, it's obviously not financial advice. I mean, Kaspa could just go straight down. Who knows? But I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one. Peace out.